Today's reading is from John's Gospel and is set right at the very end of it, which means we are just after Jesus' crucifixion, after Mary Magdalene had found the tomb empty, and after Thomas has seen the risen Jesus and placed his hands in his wounds. It's early in the morning, really early, and 4 of the disciples, including Simon Peter, have been up fishing on Lake Tiberias, but they've had no luck whatsoever. But then Jesus, the risen Jesus, for the 3rd time, has made himself known to them. And with this, of course, their luck has changed as they land a massive haul of fish. Jesus has invited them to breakfast on the lakeshore, and in the reading we join them just afterwards. I just want you to picture it. Boats tied up. There they are, sat on the side of the lake. Perhaps, I don't know, a bit of a chill in the air, and their leader, which only days before was lost to them, is now sat amongst them as they cook their freshly caught fish. Just imagine the scene. Imagine how they must have felt. And so, when they had finished breakfast, Jesus said to Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" He said to him, "Oh, yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my lambs." A second time he said to him, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" He said to him, "Yes, Lord, you know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Tend my sheep." And he said to him a 3rd time, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" Well, Peter felt hurt because he said to him the 3rd time, "Do you love me?" And he said to him, "Lord, you know everything. You know that I love you." Jesus said to him, "Feed my sheep. Very truly, I tell you that when you were younger, you used to fasten your own belt and go wherever you wished. But when you grow old, you will stretch out your hands and someone else will fasten a belt around you and take you where you do not wish to go." And he said this to indicate the kind of death by which he would glorify God. After this, he said to him, "Follow me." Now, as with any story, Bible or not, it helps to have a bit of context. And the context here is quite simple and relates to something that Peter had said, or should I say, something that he had failed to do just weeks before, which had caused him great pain. Well, just before Jesus was arrested, and in front of the other disciples, Peter had stated that whatever happened, whatever the others might do, he would never deny Jesus. But as we know, and as Jesus had predicted, when it came to his own safety, he did deny him, not once or twice, but 3 times. John makes it clear that Peter had been racked with guilt over his betrayal, and with Jesus' death, he must have thought that there was no way he was ever going to be able to make it up to him. And yet, here he was, sat eating breakfast with a newly restored Jesus. And not only had Jesus forgiven him, he was asking him to look after his lambs, to feed his sheep, and finally an instruction to follow him. Jesus had restored Peter, and then some. What a gift, what a generous thing to do, and what a sign for us to follow. Here he was, restoring Peter back to his position amongst the disciples, not just saying, "I forgive you," but giving Peter a real role in the times to come, a real role that would lead to the foundation of his church. So I have got to ask myself, could I be this generous? Would I be this forgiving? Can we forgive so easily? Could you? If somebody we had loved and trusted had denied us 3 times, and at the time when we needed them most, how would we act? Once again, Jesus is demonstrating his awesome love for his disciples, for all his people, and then saying to us, "Follow me." At this time of trial, when all the world we know is being upturned, as is so often the case when perhaps we are struggling with our faith, are we able to turn to Jesus and say, "Thanks, Lord, we are walking with you"? Amen.